Ahoy! And welcome to the Boating Hour with Captain Rick. The Boating Hour brings you the latest and greatest essential information about everything that sails, floats, or motors upon the high seas of Southern California. From landlubbers to old salts, there'll be something for everyone. So climb aboard and get ready to sail with Captain Rick.
Ahoy out there and welcome to the Boating Hour. I'm Captain Rick, and I want to thank you for joining us here on AM 870. We're here every Saturday at 4 p.m., and please be sure to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com. And now all over social media, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, The Boating Hour with Captain Rick. Thanks to our sponsors for our show today. For a healthy gut, the best probiotic on the market, Livia One Probiotics, natural, organic, and allergen-free, and Raycom radios, reliable two-way communications throughout Southern California without drop and dead zones for commercial businesses, events, productions, and all kinds of stuff. Raycom radios. Today, I want to dedicate the show to a very, very good friend of mine who passed this weekend, made it in his 90s, not quite 100, Captain Carl Radouche from Marina Del Rey. He was an LAUSD teacher, math and music teacher, his entire career, I think 60 years. Raced the big boats with all the A series. And he moved to Idaho in his retirement, and he leaves his wonderful wife, Becky. So I want to say that he was one of the greatest sailors I ever knew. I'm dedicating my show to him. He was very happy when we started this. Carl Radouche, he was a great man out of Marina Del Rey. And Halloween is coming up next week. And also coming up in Culver City, a tribute to the vets, to our heroes, honoring the women this year, past, present, and future. I put a flag up for Air Force vet at the Veterans Memorial Park, Faye Johnson. She's running for city council in Hawthorne. I certainly hope she makes it in. So she is a fantastic, she'll be a speaker, I hope, at the tribute to the heroes in Culver City at the Veterans Memorial Park. So I'm going to be promoting that next week as well. So Veterans Memorial Park, look it up. But today, I got some fantastic guests. I have some special guests, never been done before, out of Florida. I want to welcome Captain Sophia and her twin sister, Ariana. Thanks for joining Captain Rick on the Boating Hour.
We are so excited to be here, and we can't wait to share our story. Thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited to share what we have created here.
You know, it really is exciting, and you're twins. So I want to hear a little bit of background, and You twins, you're 19 years old. You're already doing stuff that people dream about. You're a captain. Sophia, I want you to tell me how you became a captain, what motivated you to be a boat broker, and then let's talk about your sister. And I want to hear your athletic background because, Ariana, I understand you're a fitness trainer and you're also social media website designer. So you guys are a team. So I want you guys to give us your story, tell us what you do. Definitely plug and promote your websites and how people find you.
It kind of happened out of the ordinary with the whole Blue Top thing that happened. I walked right into being a captain and a boat broker. I am so lucky to have the incredible support system that I do between our parents and my mentors in real estate and yachting and being a captain. I just keep meeting so many incredible people through this industry, and they're the most supportive people. Without everyone, I couldn't do what I do. So it all started when we were just thinking one day, kind of, we stopped our sport and we just didn't know really what our next hobby was going to be. And we kept seeing all these videos of our friends on their boats just having a blast in the ocean, fishing, hanging out with friends. So we asked our dad one day, would it be possible for us to get, a little boat? We didn't need something super expensive. And he thought about it for a little, but he said, you know what? I'll make you a deal. If we get this old beat-up whaler, we can fix it together, and we can get it cheap and really deck it out, to whatever you want it to be. So we did. We found one, a really cheap one, kind of broken, but with the help of our dad and a good family friend of ours, we completely decked that thing out. We replaced the steering. It came with a newer engine. We put SeaDeck on it, and we already have a floating dock at our house, so that's where the boat stayed. And he kind of had one rule. He wasn't super picky, but the one thing that he really made us promise to never do was to go in the ocean. Yep. Didn't matter if it was flat, didn't matter if it was wild or windy. He said, no matter what, you two are never allowed to go in the ocean. So he didn't even come out with us on that boat for our first time boating ever. We took a boating course, and he said, you know what, you guys are fine. Go figure it out. Go explore. So we did exactly that. We took the boat out the first day that it was ready to hit the water. And us being the teenagers that we were, of course, we had to go in the ocean. So first we started with the intercoastal, a nice little intercoastal cruise. The waves were definitely picking up that day. So we were wondering, wow, I mean, it looks like we're going to sink. It looks like a wave is going to come over our bow, I don't really know how to do this. So we figured it out a little bit, figured out that you just need to pin the throttle a little bit. The faster you go, the higher you raise your engine, the more the bow will rise. So we figured that out in the intercoastal, and we said, you know what? This is getting a little boring. And keep in mind, we were out on the boat for a long time that day. So we got a little bored in the intercoastal, and we said, what if? Just what if we took a peek out of the intercoastal into the ocean? Just a little peek, nothing much. We don't have to go out. We didn't end up doing that. We passed the Boca Inlet Bridge, and we went full throttle, probably 25 miles an hour, as fast as a 1981 13-foot whaler would go. We went full throttle right through the channel, and turns out it was a little wilder than pretty much anybody would expect that day. There were whitecaps, there were waves, there was a lot of boat traffic. It was a weekend. We didn't know any better. So I just pinned the throttle. I told my sister, Ariana, I said, hold on. I'm going to hold on too. She was out in the front of the boat, sitting in her little seat in front of the console. And I was holding on for dear life onto the steering wheel. Both hands on the steering wheel, zero on the throttle, just praying for the best. So we caught some air. We hit a wave and then hit another one directly after that. So it kind of caused us to launch into the air because we hit the wake of another boat coming in. So, even on a 20-foot boat, it throws a pretty big wake if we would be on a 13-foot boat. So we hit their wake, and we caught probably 4 feet of air on that boat.
Nice.
We didn't know wavy boats existed. So whoever doesn't know about wavy boats, check out their channel, YouTube, Instagram. They have a website, wavyboats.com.
What is it, wavy boats?
Yep, wavy boats. And they basically just take videos throughout the inlet. They do Boca Inlet, Haulover Inlet. Haulover is one of the most famous inlets in the world for being wild, but we go through Boca because we're Boca natives. But we didn't know they existed. So we didn't really think anything of it. We said, how on earth is our dad going to find out that we just took the boat in the ocean? He's never going to know. If we don't tell him, it'll stay a secret forever. So we just went about our day. He was out of town, actually, for that entire week. So, we didn't hear from him. We thought, oh, easy. We'll keep doing this. We'll keep going out in the ocean. He'll never know. How is he ever going to find out? So we put the boat back on the dock, and the next day he comes home and he says, I need to sit you guys down. We need to have a conversation. We didn't think anything of it. We were genuinely just innocent girls. We had no idea what we were going to talk about. So he sat us down, and he said, what was the one rule I gave you guys with the boat? And I said, I don't know, don't go in the ocean. That was the only rule. And he goes, so have you guys been following my rules? And I said, of course. And my sister said, we haven't been in the ocean. What are you talking about? He pulls up this video.
Oh, my goodness.
Millions of views on YouTube. Apparently, Wavy Boats posted a video of us flying out the inlet, screaming our minds off, and catching an insane amount of air. And turns out that video got millions of views. I don't even know how many it's at right now, but several million. And now it's just turned into this big thing. So my dad actually took the boat away. He said, nope, I'm taking the keys away. You guys are not allowed on the boat anymore. So, we're little girls. A day later, we said, but come on, please, what do we do? We'll follow your rules from now on. And, of course, he handed us the keys back. He said, okay, it's fine, go back on the boat, enjoy, have fun, don't be on the screens. And he was happy. We're spending all of our time on the water. We spent every spare second that we had on that boat. So he was happy we weren't taking the whole generational plague and spending 24 hours a day on our phones or computers. So he gave us the keys back, and a couple of days after that, we actually got approached by Wavy Boats, who is now one of our top leading sponsors. So we're very grateful for him. But our dad got approached by him, and now we have an official partnership, I guess you could call it, where we fly his flag on the back of our boat, which you can see in all of our videos and all the videos he posts, a Blue Top Legend Wavy Boats flag. And we promote his content, whatever we can. But that was actually our first sponsor, which has led to so many more, which we are so grateful for all of ours. We have flagpoles, a floating mat, floaties, tubes, every sponsor you can imagine. So very grateful for that. But after our partnership with Wavy Boats kind of took off and launched everything, I was approached by someone to potentially be a captain, and I didn't think anything of it. But I was already spending so much time on my boat that I had enough hours. I had more than enough hours, probably in the hundreds or thousands, to get my captain's license, my 6-pack, which is the basic bare minimum captain. So I applied, and it took probably 6 or 7 months for me to get it back. I applied when I was 17, right when I turned 17, and you can't actually get the license until you turn 18. So they approved me for everything, but they said, listen, we're not going to send you anything until it's your 18th birthday. So on my 18th birthday, they put it in the mail. I got it a couple weeks later, and I was a 6-pack captain. So I don't really do it as a job, more for fun, but it's nice to have so people actually know that I slightly know what I'm doing, a little bit more than a regular boater. But I recently upgraded to a 25-ton, which is on its way in the mail, so hopefully I can actually start to do something with that. I'm very excited about that.
God, that is one of the best stories I've ever heard. Now, Ariana, were you hanging on for dear life during this trip, or were you encouraging it? Let me tell you, who encouraged this?
I think I was doing both, to be completely honest. I mean, I was the type that would be like, we can't turn back now. We have to keep going. We can't have that look of fear, because the whole thing we became known for was these fearless girls that come from knowing nothing about boats to just fully sending it and somehow managing to not die. So while hanging on for dear life, mind you, literally grabbing the handles on the side of the boat or whatever I could find in front of me, I would be hanging on for dear life and be like, keep going, jump that wave, push the throttle, you got to do this. So I think it was a mix of both. I was definitely terrified, but I think that adrenaline is what we have come to love so much, and that's what that's what's fueling us to keep going and keep, seeking that adventure and just having fun without the phones and the drugs or the alcohol. So I think it's definitely helped us in that realm stay away from that whole generational thing and just make our own fun and show other people that you can have fun on the water without that stuff. And I just love it.
That you are an inspiration to everybody that's in your age bracket, because you're right. We're at a I'm a little bit older than the two of you, and I tell you, I grew up around boats. I got a lot of friends that are fishermen, that are sailors, that are boaters, that go to Catalina, and it just is so much fun being out on the water. That is one of the best stories I ever heard. But you did mention you got tired of your sport and moved on into boating. What did you guys do before boating? What was your sport that you left behind?
Oh, boy. We don't talk about this much. Ariana, you want to take this? No, I was going to tell you to take it.
All right, sneak it out there, make it show. By the way, I definitely want to get that video and put it up on my website, talking about this show. So I definitely got to get a clip of that. But let's talk about, Ariana, let's talk about what you did as young teenagers before you got into the boating lifestyle.
Okay, so we actually rode horses. Yes, we were the typical horse girls. We In middle school, we became homeschooled because we got very serious about the sport. We were competing on national and international circuits. So that took a lot of work. Obviously, that was very expensive. We could not afford that because the industry is just crazy expensive. So we actually became homeschooled and started working off the expenses. You know, we were at the barn 7 days a week from 5 in the morning to sometimes 10 p.m. at night. We would muck the stalls, fill the water buckets, everything that you could imagine on a farm, you know, dragging the ring, everything.
My goodness.
Cleaning the paddocks. We would be out there doing that for sometimes, you know, longer than 12-hour days to be able to earn rides and lessons on the horses to better ourselves. And I think that's what instilled the work ethic in us, which transfers to Blue Top and fixing the boat and having to work to create a functioning boat that we could actually have fun on instead of just dropping, you know, thousands of dollars on a super nice boat, but you wouldn't be able to have the fun and make the memories on it that we did. So I'm very grateful for that because it definitely taught us to work for what we have and to make the most of it. Because I see these kids with multi-million-dollar boats that their parents have given them, and you know, I know they're grateful, they're lucky to have that, and they know they are, but you just don't create the same memories that we did fixing the boat with our dad and learning what we did, how to fix fiberglass, how to nail in those brackets on the side, how to fix speakers, how to rewire a boat, how to fix an engine. You just don't know that, and it's all life skills that transfer everywhere. It's just things that I think you should know if you're an active boater, no matter how young you are.
You're absolutely correct. So this is so inspiring. You know what we haven't done yet? We haven't plugged the boat brokerage business. So let's plug that, and then what's the website? How do people find you, reach you? And even though we're California, Florida's one of the number one places Californians go to. So give us the website and tell us about the boat brokerage business.
Absolutely. So you can find our website at www.bluetoplegend.com, and it also leads to the same website if you plug in bluetopyachting.com, which is the brokerage side. So we have Blue Top Legend is basically us promoting how to have fun on the water without drugs, alcohol, screens, all that stuff. Blue Top Yachting is the brokerage side of that. So I basically just help people experience our passion for the water. I get to share that with them, which is why I love my job so much. I get to bring people, you know, in front of these gorgeous boats, and sometimes they're not expensive. I've sold everything from a boat that's $15,000 to several $100,000. I am working my way up to the expensive ones, but I genuinely feel that sharing my passion with kids for even these little whalers, which is ironically what we have been known to sell, is so many Boston whalers, whether it be little Montauks or Dauntlesses or moving up to the big outrages. It's so great to be able to share your passion with other people. And because I walked right into this, I have so many incredible people supporting me, and we get into the boat shows now, so we get to network with so many incredible people in this industry. I get to learn every single day what I absolutely love. And we are both still in college, but we do also work full-time, which is, again, why we're on college online as well, similar to how we were in high school and middle school. But being able to, you know, do what you love every day, it's just, we live such a blessing, and we get to share it with people, which just makes our job so much more enjoyable. And being a team with your twin sister, who ironically is my favorite person in the entire world, we are so much closer than anybody could ever imagine. So being able to work with her, even though she doesn't necessarily live so close to me anymore, it's like we're still a unit that can never spread apart.
God, that's an amazing story.
Feeling.
So it's bluetoplegend.com, bluetoplegend.com. Wow, that is, I got to tell you, I've been doing this quite a long time. I've got a lot of stories of boaters and fishermen and yacht clubs and all kinds of stuff. This is one of the most inspiring stories that I've ever heard, and we've barely scratched the surface. We're almost coming to the end of the show, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to invite you back next week to continue the story because I've got a list of questions I want to ask. I've got all kinds of stuff I want to ask, a couple things I got to promote. Can you guys come back next week?
Absolutely. We'd be happy to.
That is so exciting. Okay, we got a few minutes, but so you said you moved apart. So, Ariana, are you going the captain's route, or are you just helping your sister, and what are you doing? So, Blue Top Legend is the both of you, and then we've got Captain Sophia. And Ariana, what are you doing? Are you doing the boating world too, or you moved away? Where did you move? Why did you move away from your sister with this exciting story?
It was a very hard decision, but I felt that I wanted something outside of, where I grew up. And she did too. Originally, she moved to Tampa for school, but it wasn't her thing, so she moved back. I actually was in Gainesville at UF, but I was not happy there remotely. So I recently moved to Jacksonville, and I'm so much happier because clearly we need the water in our lives, seeing from Blue Top. And I learned that the hard way. I did not want to leave home. I still travel down there every few weeks to go visit because I love that place. I love, seeing my family. Like Sophia said, we are the closest humans ever. I mean, I trusted her with my life. You could see that in the videos that ladies posted. So it's hard being away from her, but it's definitely helped both of us grow in our own passions as our own people. As twins, you get so close. But I'm definitely the follower twin. So I was following a little too hard, I couldn't do anything independently, so it's helped me a lot to move away. But I am so excited every time I go down there. I just went down last weekend, and we had a huge party on the boat. We were out there every day. So it was a lot of fun. But right now up in Jacksonville, I'm doing personal training. I'm a personal trainer at 2 different gyms. One is private personal training, and one is group fitness. So I love that. My real passion, though, is in nutrition, so I'm studying dietetics. After I transferred from UF, I am at UNF now, which is just the University of North Florida. So I'm pursuing dietetics there. I'm planning on getting a master's degree and graduating a year and a half early. I'm super excited for that. I am right now doing nutrition calls because I am a personal trainer, and nutrition is, I'd say, more than 50% of the results that my clients get. So I do a lot of nutrition consultations on the side. I also have a private business. The website is AJ Peak Performance, so it's just my first and last initial. Followed by Peak Performance, I do nutrition coaching there, personal training, and wellness coaching, all online or in person. So for people that are local, I'm happy to do that in person. But a lot of people request my services online, so I have a certain platform, and we do Zoom calls a lot. And just like Sophia can share her passion for boats now, I'm able to share my passion for fitness. I'm a bodybuilder right now. So it's the passion that I have for this. I mean, this is my sport now. This is pushing my body to the limits, seeing what I could create for myself, becoming so much more confident in myself, and truly discovering how strong I could be. And I love pushing the fact that women should be strong.
That is so exciting. That that is so exciting. Like I said, I've never done this before. I'm going to invite you back next week, and I want to continue this because we've barely scratched the surface. So I want to thank you, the twins. I got to talk to you guys about being twins, but this show's coming to an end, and I'm going to invite you back next week. This is going to be really exciting. Well, that's all the time that you have for you today. I hope you enjoyed our show. Special guest coming back next week for a whole nother show to finish up. Okay, the twins with a wonderful story. So let's not forget the Coasties, protecting our waters, America's lifesavers and guardians of the sea. Remember, if you do it right and follow the guidelines and all the safety precautions, there's no place like being out in the water in the fresh air and sunshine in beautiful, sunny Southern California. Here at the Boating Hour with Captain Rick, we cover everything that sails, motors, and floats from San Diego to Santa Barbara. Thanks for being with us today. Please be sure to join us next week and every Saturday at 4 p.m. on AM 870. Next week, we're going to have the twins back on to continue with their story because it's so exciting. Thanks to Raycom Radios, reliable two-way radios throughout Southern California, and Livia One Probiotics. Don't forget to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com. Coming up next week, second part of this wonderful, wonderful interview. This is Captain Rick. Happy Halloween, And ahoy, take care, and keep those emails coming. Fair winds to all.